John, life is so difficult sometimes. It feels like no matter how hard I try, I can't seem to catch a break.
I hear you, Alice. Life can be incredibly tough. What's been going on that's making you feel this way?
Where do I even start? Work has been a nightmare lately. My boss keeps piling on more responsibilities, and it feels like I'm drowning in deadlines. And then there's my personal life. It seems like everything is falling apart at once.
That sounds really overwhelming. I've been there. It's like the universe is conspiring against you. But sometimes it helps to talk about it. What's happening in your personal life?
Well, my relationship is on the rocks. We've been arguing a lot, and it feels like we're growing apart. On top of that, my parents are getting older and their health is declining, so I've been trying to take care of them too. It's just a lot.
That is a lot to handle all at once. It's no wonder you're feeling overwhelmed. Balancing work, relationships, and family can be incredibly challenging. Have you been able to talk to your partner about how you're feeling?
I've tried, but it often turns into another argument. I think we're both just so stressed that we're taking it out on each other. It's like we're stuck in this negative cycle, and I don't know how to break it.
Communication can be really hard, especially when both of you are under a lot of pressure. Have you considered seeing a couples counselor? Sometimes having a neutral third party can help you both see things more clearly.
I've thought about it, but I'm not sure if my partner would be open to it. He's not really the type to talk about his feelings, let alone with a stranger.
It's a tough sell for sure, but it might be worth suggesting, even if it's just to try and find some common ground. It sounds like you both care about each other, but the stress is getting in the way.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I'll bring it up again and see how it goes. What about you, John? You've mentioned before that you've been through some tough times. How did you cope?
Well, I've had my share of struggles, that's for sure. There were times when I felt like I couldn't see a way out. But I learned a few things along the way that helped me keep going.
Like what?
For one, I realized that it's okay to ask for help. I used to think I had to handle everything on my own, but that only made things worse. Once I started reaching out to friends, family, and even professionals, it made a huge difference.
That's something I struggle with. I hate feeling like a burden to others.
I get that, but you'd be surprised how much people want to help. It's not a burden to them. It's a way to show they care. And sometimes, just talking things out can lighten the load.
Maybe I should try that. It's just hard to let my guard down, you know?
It takes a lot of courage to be vulnerable, but it's also incredibly freeing. Another thing that helped me was finding small things that bring joy. Life can be hard, but there are always little moments of happiness if you look for them.
Like what?
For me, it's things like going for a walk in the park, reading a good book, or even just having a cup of coffee in a cozy cafe like this. Those moments don't solve all your problems, but they give you a bit of respite.
I used to love painting, but I haven't picked up a brush in months. Maybe I should try getting back into it.
Creative outlets can be a great way to express what you're feeling and take your mind off things for a while. It's important to do things that nurture your soul.
You're right. I think I've been so focused on everything that's going wrong that I've forgotten to take care of myself.
It's easy to do, especially when life gets overwhelming. But self-care is crucial. You can't pour from an empty cup.
It's just hard to find the time.
It doesn't have to be big chunks of time. Even a few minutes here and there can make a difference. And sometimes, just giving yourself permission to take a break is the first step.
I guess I need to work on that. It's just so frustrating. I feel like I should be able to handle everything, but I'm barely keeping my head above water.
You're not alone in feeling that way. Society puts a lot of pressure on us to be perfect and have it all together, but the reality is that everyone struggles. It's okay to admit that life is hard and that you need help.
I know you're right. It's just hard to change my mindset.
Be patient with yourself. Change doesn't happen overnight, but every small step you take adds up.
Thanks, John. I really appreciate you listening and offering advice. It means a lot.
Alice, we all need someone to lean on now and then. You're stronger than you think. You've made it this far, and you'll get through this too.
I hope so. I'll try to take things one step at a time and not be so hard on myself.
It's okay to have bad days. You don't have to be perfect. Just keep moving forward, even if it's one small step at a time.
I'll try. It helps knowing I'm not alone in this.
We all face challenges, but it's how we deal with them that matters. And it sounds like you're already on the right path by acknowledging how you're feeling and looking for ways to cope.
It's still daunting, but I feel a bit better after talking to you. Maybe things will start to get better if I take your advice and make some changes.
I believe they will. And remember, it's a journey. There will be ups and downs, but each step you take is a step toward a better place. And if you ever need to talk, you know where to find me.
You know, John, I was thinking about what you said earlier about finding joy in small things. Do you really believe that can make a difference?
It's amazing how much those little moments can brighten your day and shift your perspective. Even on the toughest days, finding something to be grateful for can help.
I suppose I've been so caught up in my problems that I haven't stopped to appreciate the good things. Maybe that's something I can work on.
It's a great place to start. Gratitude can be a powerful tool. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, it can change your whole outlook on life.
I've read about gratitude journals before. Do you think that could help?
Writing down a few things you're grateful for each day can help train your mind to look for the positives. It's a small practice, but it can have a big impact over time.
I'll give it a try. It can't hurt, right?
It's a new habit, and like any habit, it takes time to develop. The important thing is to be consistent and give yourself grace if you miss a day.
I'll keep that in mind. It's just so easy to get caught up in the negative.
It is. You have the power to change your focus. Life is difficult, but there's also beauty and joy if you look for it. It's about finding balance.
Balance. That's something I need to work on. I've been so focused on everything that's going wrong that I've forgotten to appreciate what's going right.
It's a common trap, but recognizing it is the first step toward change. Start small, be patient with yourself, and don't hesitate to seek support when you need it.
Thanks, John. Your perspective really helps. I feel like I have a bit of a plan now, at least.
I'm glad to hear that. Just take it one day